Okay, are we live yet? I don't think so. Let's just wait for the reset and where's the goddamn reset? Okay. Now there's the reset and then we activate this and I think we do this. Okay, everyone, all the like 0 people here right now. So as you can see by the title, this will be our very first design analysis stream. And as you can see by the thumbnail, I hope, we'll be starting with the squad Inherit. So we'll be going through all of them, and I think we should actually do this. Yeah, this is a lot better. So I think it'd be a bit boring if I waited for people to get here, especially since I already did my dailies in preparation, so it could dedicate the whole time to this. So I'll just start right away. And of course, this fucking thing. Anyway, let's start with Noah here. Honestly, I really like these types of, how do I say this, skin-tight armor designs. Like, we had, I think, another one. Oh, hello, Kodokunasu. Welcome. We had another one, how do I say this? Oh yeah. They are generally included in the R NIKKEs, in the like mass-produced NIKKEs. And I think it's just a really great design, you know, combining a very skin-tight bodysuit with armor like this, especially when the armor is colored. That's why I really like Battlesuit Toki's like design in Blue Archive especially. I really wish she didn't have the like jacket though. I really wish we could have a look at her just in full-on bodysuit. I really think that would have been a lot more attractive, especially going by her live 2D. So yeah, I really like this look. Don't call me that, evil bookman. Like, I really don't like being called that. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Imagine being called mass-produced. But that's literally like what these NIKKEs are called. Like, I can show them later to you, Kodokunasu, but yeah, that's literally what they call. They are called the mass-produced NIKKEs. Exactly because in lore, there are some NIKKEs who have an ego strong enough to achieve, how do I explain this? It's even worse than being called produced by accident. Look, let me try to explain to you why that happens, okay? No, it's fine, don't need to apologize. It's just, I don't appreciate the joke. Like, you don't need to apologize, but it's not... I don't like the joke, but you don't need to apologize either. That's the point. Mass-produced NIKKE, more like undifferentiated NIKKE. Okay, let me explain from the beginning how this works. Whenever we extract a woman's brain and put it in contact with NIKKE technology, the technology kind of forms around the brain in order to give like the NIKKE, like the girl that was used to form the NIKKE, that girl's perfect form. Like whatever the image in that particular brain of like perfect femininity is, like that's what the form that the resulting NIKKE is going to take. But there are some women that don't have that strong an image, you know, they don't have that strong an ego, an individuality, a personality to kind of shape this perfect image of femininity in their heads. And so they the Nikkei technology, not being able to like identify that, forms a generic body around the Nikkei. Body with a pre-made, with one or various pre-made forms, you know, that adapt as best as possible to the brain's personality. Of course, mass-produced Nikkei can eventually, once they have, my god, no wonder so many have huge melons or cake. Exactly, that's literally explained in lore. That's like canon, or are like litter or crust, because you know that's also like an image of perfect femininity to some people, i.e. me. But anyway, going back to the explanation, and this isn't like set in stone. Like there are various cases of mass-produced Nikkeis who eventually acquire a more like unique image, a more unique mental image, and like go through some story developments, like upgrade themselves with certain parts, etc., and eventually can develop that image enough to achieve a more unique form, to progress from their mass-produced form. And like Noah, for example, is a good example of this. She used to be rather weak, like mass-produced Nikkei, but through her sheer determination, like after being abandoned in the surface, or am I confusing the story? Anyway, the point is that after being abandoned in the surface, through her sheer determination to survive, she went from a mass-produced Nikkei, I believe, into like her current form. So she herself, I believe, I may be mistaken here, but I believe she's a good example, exactly what I'm talking about, of a mass-produced Nikkei being able to turn into a more unique type. And we have several examples of this too: Grave, Rappy, like Scarlet, etc. It's not even like that uncommon a thing, you know? So just a bit of an explanation to the title. Litter wanted to be pure perfection. Yeah, she did. It was never stated if she was mass-produced or not. I think that's kinda implied, but like, if it's not like completely canon, then I apologize. It's been a while since I've done her Bond story. Maybe I can do it on stream at some other point. But thank you for like adding to the explanation, yo man, and welcome to the stream. Also, why did they give her a coat? Like chapter 21 show Noah does have some nice cake. The problem is that Noah was created, most of inherent actually. Like at the beginning of the game, I believe, they were actually really scared to do like very outright fan service, you know? This may seem absurd seeing some of the more recent designs, but at the beginning of Nikkei's life cycle, it was actually very afraid to do like truly fan servicey designs. That's why they put so many coats around a lot of the girls, you know? Like today they absolutely don't do that anymore, exactly because a lot of people got frustrated. But at the beginning this was an unfortunate practice, like you said. Isabel says hi, exactly. Like she's also a great example. Wait, no. Like Isabel says hi. What I mean by that is like, obviously this doesn't apply to every single one of the Nikkeis. Like Litter, for example, or Rappy. They were there from the beginning and they have some nice fan service as well. But in general, they were trying to avoid making that for all their designs. They were trying to have some less fan service designs, is what I mean. And you could see too, they don't even exaggerate at the beginning, even with their more revealing designs, you know? If you go to Isabel's backside, for example, it's a lot more covered than you think, or than, let's be real, than it would be if she was made more recently. So it's not that they have completely avoided fan service, but they definitely wanted to contain themselves a bit more at the beginning. But anyway. My schedule is so fucked, I got tapped into the stream while hosting a Smash tournament. Hey, welcome to the stream, Big Pew. Hope the tournament goes well. But yeah, coming back to it, I really like the color scheme too. Hello, Metal Wolf. So you're telling me the Ash shooter was trying to be modest? Unironically, yes. The worst coats are Mihara and Yuha, especially Yuha, because there's an official early artwork of her without the coat, showing how her back looks. Spoiler, very hot. This is a water isn't wet thing. What's the point of swimsuit NIKKE outfits? What do you mean, what's the point, Kodokunasu? That question doesn't even make sense, it's for fan service. I click on the streams, the first thing I see is a smug, pink-haired girl. Yeah, isn't it perfect? But anyway, so yeah, eventually they like came to their senses and realized that, hey, like no one wants this type of shit, especially in this game, and so they stopped doing it. But at the beginning, they unfortunately like had that practice. I mean, in lore. In lore, like, the thing is that there are, okay. How do I say this? In lore, the reason they wear swimsuits is because, they're actually going on vacation. Like, pretty much every single one of the, like, swimsuit events is, the command is essentially the story of them is the commander finally getting a vacation, and that vacation happens to be on the beach, so the Nikke's like change into swimsuits for said vacation, since that makes sense, you know. So yeah, that's the explanation in lore. Hey, I mean, if anything, it looks cool. I don't know, I think I prefer to see her cake, honestly, but it's like, I totally understand if you like some of these designs too. You're in my line of fire. God damn it, I remember that still. But yeah, I really should get back into the design. Like, I really should get back to analyzing this design. Like, the scared to fan service too hard. Exactly. I really should get back to analyzing the design. So yeah, I really like the color scheme too. Like, you wouldn't think that like yellow, black, white, pink, and green of all things would synergize, but they did actually a pretty fantastic job here and made a design that's quite unique looking and recognizable. So yeah, props for them on that. Like, they really picked a color palettes that doesn't seem like it would work and made it work fantastically well. And her whole armored look like reflects perfectly her theme, which, as the shields can tell you, is defense. Like, she's a NIKKE that is specialized in defense, specialized in tanking attacks. Like, one of the things that she's most proud of is that she possesses some of the strongest shields any NIKKE has ever had. Like, she's able to take on blows more powerful than any NIKKE is able to. You know, at least in her time. Obviously, before her time, there was Cinderella, which was just like OP to levels that aren't even fucking funny. But in her time, she is like the most durable NIKKE in existence. It is really well reflected in her design, with the shields being complemented by armor to show that, like, that's exactly what she wanted to achieve. She wanted to achieve a perfect defense since her whole story is struggling to survive in the surface, is wanting to like survive as desperately as possible. And the smug attitude and the kind of cutesy look helps to mask that in a way that makes you wonder, like, oh, this design doesn't seem to fit such a smug and like kind of like more cutesy character, like this more Mezugaki kind of thing. But when you get deeper into her story, this serves as a nice kind of foreshadowing to her actual concept, and that's really cool. Outside of her standing pose, she's cute with a dark backstory, trauma slop. Why must you be like this, big pew? Oh, hello, Akira, welcome to the stream. I also really like her like cover animation. Like, you can see that she keeps her smug look, like, because at her current, isn't that every Nikkei big pew? Yeah, pretty much so, yeah. I like that she keeps her smug look because to a certain degree, like, she is currently very arrogant. She does think of herself as superior to most Nikkeis and Raptures, but this is also a way to kind of mask her insecurities. So it works to demonstrate both of these parts of her personality, her genuine arrogance, as well as like the part of that arrogance that is there to hide her insecurities. Outside of that is just a really cool shooting pose in general. That was weird. And I really like when she actually goes to shoot, you can see that she has a very unique weapon. It's classified as a rocket launcher because like there isn't an energy weapon category. It's actually kind of a silly thing about Nikkei that a lot of Nikkeis have very unique weapons, but since there are very few like actual weapon categories such as assault rifle, SMG, rocket launcher, etc., they kind of have to pick those more unique weapons and kind of put them in a box that is kind of silly when you think about it. Especially I can show that later, but especially silly with sword users like Scarlet, since her weapon is like technically classified as a rocket launcher, even though she literally uses a katana, you know? But yeah, it's just a really cool weapon with a really cool firing animation and a really cool effect, looking kind of like a plasma weapon from Fallout, or like a railgun, as Evil Bookman said. And there's a really cool like reloading animation too. Overall, it's just a very unique Nikkei with a very unique weapon and very unique animations that all complement each other in ways you wouldn't expect. Overall, this is one of my favorite designs. Moving on to one of the Nikkeis that a person from earlier mentioned, Isabel. But as you can see, Isabel instead is a design that is supposed to emphasize speed, because she is actually one of the only Nikkeis that can actually fly, as pointed out, has made obvious by her actually having wings. And so she has more protection around her limbs, especially in the legs, for like when she actually lands, you know. But the design is meant to be a lot more freeing than the stuffy armor that Noah has, exactly because her concept is speed, is flight, is like freedom, you know. And so it also complements it like really well. The purple and the black, which are the main colors, also help to emphasize her yandere nature. As you can see from her expression, that's also a very important part of her character, that she is very obsessed with the commander to an unhealthy degree. And yeah, she does have some nice ties, Akira. This woman looks like a late-stage Gundam antagonist. Evil Gundam Mecha Musume. I'll have to take your word for that. Awuga those hips. Oh, you wanna see hips? Let me show you some hips. Yeah, nice, ain't it? But yeah, I really like the contrast in... Like, she's a bit different from Noah, since her more yandere expression doesn't translate too well into her shooting. Since she kinda goes into a more serious mode when she isn't around the commander. And so you can see that shift, since her more standing pose is when she is more close to the commander, but she can be more serious when she's in actual combat. And that like change is very like well portrayed here. Also, it's nice that the wings kinda like deactivate when she goes into her shooting pose, since obviously this is a situation where she's flying around. So yeah, very nice attention to detail here. Though I really don't like her... Oh, hello Teto Teto, welcome to the stream. It's hip, I can get behind that, haha. A good one, Akira, good one. I'm here, what did I miss? Not much actually, we're on our second design. Like, you came pretty early into the stream, and so we haven't analyzed too many designs still. We just went through Noah's, and now we're like analyzing Isabel's. But anyway, like I was discussing before, I really don't like how much her leotard covers of her backside. Like, these days we can see because you can see that's very high leg, right? Her leotard, if we go to the shooting pose. So you'd expect it to be kind of a tongue, but since they were still on that whole, like, we gotta be kinda more careful with the fan service, they covered it a lot more than like you would expect, and it kinda like takes away from the design, in my opinion, this part. I also don't like her high heels, since at least from my understanding, the boots are supposed to help with like landing, and so them being high heels, while somewhat stylish, I think takes away from the design, personally. But of course, she has a costume, so we gotta evaluate that too. Though that costume is a bit sus, so I'm going to keep it on here while I address some comments. By the way, I posted my fan art on Nero Monday, but I guess YouTube didn't send it. It very well, so I reported again. I hope you're able to see it. I'll try. Let's do it like this, Teto, because some people have also been facing this issue. So if it didn't send again, try sending it tomorrow. I'll try to solve the issue for you. But anyway, is it just me, or Teto's username has an extra Teto now? I couldn't tell, man. The costume makes her hips look even bigger. I think it's because it's just more freeing. Obviously, she's a lot more naked in here. Like, her hips are the same size. It's just that without the thigh highs, especially since they're metallic, it makes it look bigger, you know? Like, you're welcome, Teto. But again, let me just address some comments here. How do you rate actual gameplay in NIKKE? Personally, I like it. Like, I think I've showcased it a bit, but it's a lot of like pre-planning, like a lot of gacha games. A lot of the gameplay boils down to upgrading your NIKKEs, like equipment and level and skills, etc., and putting and like composing good things. Like, a lot of what you need to do to win is like victory for most stages in NIKKE is pretty much determined before you click play. It's determined by how much you advance their levels, how much you upgrade the equipment, things like that. But the actual like gameplay itself is not bad either. Like, it's automated enough that it's not too difficult, especially since this is supposed to be a more casual game. But when it needs to grab your attention, when it's trying to be a bit more difficult, you know, and really get you on edge, like, they can throw in some curveballs that will keep your attention there and like get you to have fun, essentially having to like be focused in order to win. So it's a good combination of casual and like hardcore, I think. Like, talking purely about like gameplay, you know. Always just talking about NIKKE character designs and lore, but anyway. Kind of off topic, but my previous comment is actually not a joke. Mecha Musume has a genre specifically with started specifically with official Moified Gundam artworks. It's cool to see some Mecha Musumes in NIKKE too. Oh! Well, I didn't know that. Nice to learn, honestly. Best girl in my honest opinion based on looks. It's not mine, obviously, but I can definitely see why. Okay, okay. Is this just people talking to each other? Akira, shh, nobody's going to believe you, JK, lol. But yeah, a thing I forgot to like showcase too is some of the animations here. I'm going to go back to Noah in order to show hers, so I can talk about it. But MS Girls, ancient history, very ancient history. Every time you click on them, there's a nice little animation.
Very well. You may caress my hair. Not everyone can earn this privilege.
And a special voice line. And they're all pretty well made and go with like what I was explaining about the characters. Like, not just the design, but the voice lines and the animation is all works to kinda reinforce the concept they're going for, you know? And it's no different with Isabel as well.
Is that all for our stroll? Then let's go home. Our home.
Which, as you can see, exactly reinforced that yandere image I was talking about. Outside of that, we also have her costume, obviously, which, since she's a yandere, you can tell that the commander like didn't actually marry her. Like, this is kind of her fantasy, like what she wants to be wearing at her wedding, her kind of ideal wedding with the commander. Why are you clicking particularly there? I can click anywhere.
There are more people here than I expected. I was hoping this dress would be for your eyes only.
I don't need to click particularly there. I can click anywhere. It's just a happy coincidence. But anyway, as you can see, this kind of, again, the animations kind of reinforce the concept I was talking about, her being, this being kind of her ideal image like what she wants for the future, her marriage. And I gotta say, she's quite kinky, like wanting this, of all things, to be her wedding dress. But anyway, in general, it's just a very nice design. I like how it utilizes the butterfly motif, since that also relates with her whole theme of freedom and flying, etc. And yeah, just genuinely a very nice fan-servicey version of a wedding dress. And it's something I really like about NIKKE, because if you see, like, especially when cosplayers do them, right? Whenever you see a sexy version of an outfit, it's generally like just a bikini that people are going to try to convince you has any relations to the outfit is trying to sexualize. Yuha is my favorite NIKKE. She's so altruistic. Well, I can definitely understand that. Also, welcome to the stream, Nightmare Crimson. But NIKKE doesn't do that. As you can see, it genuinely makes some really creative and unique, like, sexualized versions of the outfits, which still, like, convey, which still are obvious, like what they're supposed to be. Like, I think most people who look at this will be able to tell that, oh no, this is just a very sexualized version of a wedding dress. So it's still recognizable to the thing is sexualizing. It's a very unique design. It's not just turning it into a full-on bikini. And it relates a lot to, like, the characters as well, you know, since from all I've been talking about, you can see why this would be specifically Isabel's costume, right? It just goes well with the kind of character she is. Teto is Uoi for eternity, and Evil Bookman says, Noah needs a sundress skin. Whoa! I assume you don't play NIKKE, because if you did, you know that that's kinda impossible right now, let's put it this way. But yeah, obviously this is a costume, so the shooting pose isn't changed too much. But I really like this backside in comparison to her usual backside, since you can tell that this costume was made later on in the game, at a time where they weren't so afraid of making, like, truly sexy designs. Though one thing I really don't like about Isabel in general, no matter the costume, is the shotgun. I know that's supposed to be like just a pretty standard shotgun with a more futuristic look to it, but I don't know, it just looks ugly to me. I don't know about you guys, I really just don't like Isabel shotgun, you know? You mean earlier on? Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Moving on to Haran now. And it's a crime that this isn't a gacha skin. It would be a crime if it was a gacha skin. I get what you mean, that you wanted it to have some more unique animations and pose and stuff like that, but I really just don't like gacha skins, man. Like, $20 costumes is already egregious, in my opinion. Like, $60 fucking costumes is just no, man. Just fucking no. I like that NIKKE is proof that sexy can be creative and interesting without it being just a lazy and boring bikini lingerie. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I thought about making a whole video about this at some point, but I kinda gave up on that, honestly. Maybe I'll do so in the future, just praising NIKKE for exactly how it sexualizes the characters, but I'll probably not do that, I'll be real. To be honest, I vividly recall them showing some designs pre-launch that got censored at release. Yeah, unfortunately. Maybe should we start sexualizing a big amount of cloth in outfits to make them all think, oh no, they're covering entire bodies with cloth and sexualization. Wouldn't that be funny? Grand Blue Fantasy has the perfect solution. People, just let people use alts as skins. Can you elaborate on this? I don't really know what you mean. Then I'm a fucking whale. I bought all the skins. I might be cooked. Yeah, because like I'm full on free to play. Like, I'm not going to shame anyone. Like, you do whatever you want with your money, but I'm going to tell you, every costume I have is like the free costumes, because I really think just $20 for a costume is already egregious. Like, even the costume that is making me kind of consider breaking the my free-to-play status, which is like Bunny Velvet. I'm still very much leaning towards the, like, not buying that costume side. I'm really leaning into, like, not doing that, simply because, like, as much as I like her bunny costume, I really don't think it's worth the money. But anyway. Would Arknights become a whorehouse? Maybe if it did, like, there would be one interesting thing about that game. But anyway, sorry, I couldn't resist. Lost the first game in my own tournament, but I'm not mad. I didn't even want to play for real. There just wasn't a whole lot of other people. That's a shame. Better luck next time. But to start talking about Haran's design, PNG waifu spender. To start talking about Haran's design, I kinda need to talk about her concept. On the bright side, now I get to 100% tap into the stream. Hey, silver linings, right? But I need to start, focus. But to start talking about Haran's design, I need to kinda... Never mind, Dark Knight Slender, tapping out right now. God damn it. Basically, if you have 2 or more playable versions of the same character, you can swap the sprites on them, except for 2 exceptional cases that have a unique old game. Oh, yeah, that is a pretty nice feature, yeah. The only skin I'm missing is Drake's racing outfit. I regret not getting it. You do you, man. God, I need to fucking focus. Okay. Haran's design, to start talking about it, I need to talk about her concept, just like the other ones. And as you can see by her backstory, like, her whole concept is that of a witch. A kind of witch, kind of apex predator kind of thing. That's why she has, like, this whole back dress in order to, and her whole color scheme in order to simulate exactly the whole witch vibe. With the familiar, etc., combined with the horns in order to, and the more jagged kind of pointy design in order to kind of combine. Oh, hello Andres Felipe, welcome to the stream. In order to combine these 2 concepts into a very cohesive design that's still very sexy. And you can see just from her look, like, every single one of the expressions, yeah, I agree with you, Big Pew, helps to convey what kind of character they are. Noah had a very smug, kind of mocking expression to convey that she's a more, like, Mezugaki kind of character. Isabel had a more, like, bedroom nice expression to convey the whole yandere vibe. And obviously Haran also has a very, especially complemented with the pose, right? Very arrogant, like, kind of look, with the whole actual look, with her actual expression combined with the pose to create a very arrogant, superior look to convey how she feels about herself, how she views herself in relation to other people, you know? Be them Nikke's or Raptures.
You've brought life to this visage of mine. I'm quite pleased about that. So, you want to bring me to the surface again?
And like with all other ones, the animation and the voice lines also help to complement that. Also the fact that she is one of the only ones that can actually appear and disappear her weapon, which makes it clear that the whole witch thing is not just an aesthetic. She actually makes potions, she actually has the power to control familiars and even like raptures to an extent. She's a witch, like true and true. Oh, she's not just an apex predator, she's a dragon. I didn't think she would use a sight. Fuck. How do I spell that? Anyway, I get what you're trying to say. So yeah, I really like that aspect of her design too. Though, much like Ruby, like, you know, that whole Western anime kind of thing, her sight is not the main form of her weapon. She can use it, and she does use it at some points in the story, but it can transform into this really cool looking sniper rifle design. And in contrast to Isabel's shotgun, which I really thought looked like a very lazy way to make a futuristic looking shotgun, I really like how they made her Haran sniper rifle. It goes very well with her usual color scheme, and it just looks like a much more sleek and interesting design for a futuristic sniper rifle. Unfortunately, as we were talking about, Haran, much like Noah, since they all members of Inherit squads were there from the beginning, I believe, of NIKKE's life cycle. They all have this very annoying combination of hair and the dress getting in the way of the fan service, making while her actual reloading pose is very cool, her actual shooting pose is very disappointing in contrast. Fortunately, she has a very cool dress costume, right? And I believe that since this was made post the whole NIKKE being more reserved with the fan service, yeah, now you can see the whole cake, and it's glorious. Absolutely fucking glorious. Though unfortunately I don't have too much to comment on this design. I really like her the focus more on purple rather than pink, and I really like the crow design here. It's very interesting that for her default appearance, she has a more mechanical crow to complement the more jagged and technological design, and in her more casual dress she has a more organic looking crow, although still visibly robotic, to complement the fact that this is a much more natural outfit. Well, natural by NIKKE standards. I'm not saying that this is realistic in the slightest. Unfortunately, I don't have much to say about the dress itself. It's not bad, but all I have to say about it is just nice dress out of 10. I really like all the cuts, and I really like how it covers, again, just enough. The way it both reveals some parts and covers others while still revealing the silhouette of the body. Just coalesces into making a really sexy design. I just wish it was more unique, so I'd have more to comment about it. But yeah, overall, just a fantastic design as well. Pretty much everyone in Inherit is very well designed. I can't tell if that's more erotic or cool. It can be both, you know. Purple is such an appealing color for character. I agree. I was about to try to name one bad character that's purple, but that's actually really easy. There's Nepgear. Oh, fuck off. No, just actually fuck off. Like, NEPGEAR is a sweet, okay? NEPGEAR is close to my heart. Like, don't you dare insult her. Else I'm going to turn this video into, like, another Arc Knight slander. Counterpoint Neptune. Nep is so powerful, she needs to be nerfed. Anyway. And the final member of Inherit is, of course, the absolute bitch herself, Dorothy. As you can see, her design kinda jumps out at you, and you can instantly see that this is supposed to be more of a... like, to contrast with the more technological, kinda tactical designs of the rest of Inherit. Like, exactly to kind of show that she is originally from a different squad, that being the goddesses. And the dress just kind of, like, in combination with the hair and, again, the expression, which does, like, a lot of the work, it just coalesces into creating this very sexy version of like typical Ojo-sama, or typical rich and refined lady type cliche, you know? And let me see if I can showcase this.
So long as we share a common goal, we can be together moving forward.
And of course, she can also change into her more armored kind of battle suit design, which is specifically made to make her look like an angel. Like, this is also a big part of her design, that she kind of elevates herself above people, first as nobility and then as a literal angel, like above other people, this kind of savior character, which is very interesting because she is one of the most evil bitches in all of NIKKE. So this whole thing that I've been talking about, this whole look that she goes for, of this regal princess, like, that's very refined and very like royal and even good-natured, given the angel-like aesthetic, is all a front. In truth, she is a very manipulative, she's a very hateful, she's a very like, just genuinely awful person, like, behind all that, you know? If you know her backstory, like, there's a reason why she became this way, but I don't think anyone honest about Dorothy's character would deny that she's an evil, manipulative bitch, you know? So it's a very interesting contrast that they make here, and it makes sense because that's exactly the contrast she wants to make. She puts so much effort into both her appearances,
Don't you
exactly
refer to life in paradise?
Exactly to fool people into lowering their guards, just to betray them, like, when they least expect it. So it's a genius way to kinda correlate story with the design. Especially because she, you encounter her on one of the rare bases, human bases still available in the surface, that being Eden, and she has a whole theme of, oh, isn't this paradise, etc., and that image of her helps to contribute to that illusion before you discover, like, the actually more fucked up parts of, like, Eden and stuff, you know, and what it has in plan for the arc, especially when it comes to Dorothy herself and her own objectives. So yeah, just again, just another fantastic design overall. Now let me address some comments and then we'll move on into her shooting pose and costume for me to talk comment on. Also a very different kind of bad purple. Yukari Yakumo. Doro. Yeah, that's a good meme there. Mika Edo. No. Absolutely not. Mika is a sweetheart. Like, she did go on the path of evil for a while, but she more than redeemed herself at this point, you know? Dorothy is just a bitch. Like, no, Mika will absolutely not grow up to be like this absolute word I can say on YouTube, you know? So I get what you mean, but no, absolutely not. Mama, god damn it. What NIKKE outfit do you like the most? Which? Come on, dude, really? Like, Litter. It's obviously Litter. Like, which of her outfits is the best? All of them. Like, do I need to keep repeating this? Litter is literally orders of magnitude in pretty much every single aspect, far and above every other NIKKE, you know, to the point where, like, it's not, I did so, but I really shouldn't have, because it's not fair. It's not fair to put Litter on like a list ranking like NIKKEs in general, because it will just turn into a battle of every other NIKKE fighting for second place, because we all obviously know who's going to take first, you know? So that's a pretty, like, obvious question, you know? This is the girl my pink gorilla princess was scared of becoming. Exactly, yeah. Rich and refined. I think you mean made for domination. I mean, I wouldn't particularly mind, you know, reading a doujin of this type made about this bitch, you know. So, good idea there. Maybe I'll search for that later. I was out for a few minutes. Who looks like Yukari Yakumo here? She's pulling a good false god image. I was facetiously listing bad purples. Oh, I get it. Nice one, lol. Evil woman. Save me, evil woman. God damn it. He's pulling off a good false god image. Exactly. She is like Mika. No, don't you dare say that. Mika did nothing wrong. God damn it, you. Mika? Why are you referencing characters from a doujin? I'm actually going to kill you, Big Pew. She may be a bitch, but she's my bitch. Typical NIKKE player here, simping for like the most evil woman imaginable. Oh wait, yearns for the mines. Why are you saying that? Like, what did I say that made you even think that? Anyway, yeah, they say in prison, if you get shaved, that person is going to be part of a gang now, because you apparently have to. Welcome to the stream, Fallen Angel. Anyway, I really like her weapon. Like, you can see that it's a kind of energy assault rifle, right? And much like with what's her name? Haran's weapon. I'm sure even Red Shoes has her simps. Exactly, that's exactly what I was referencing. Much like with Haran's weapon, it's a really good way to make, I think, a futuristic looking assault rifle. And the decoration here really helps to sell that this is a more refined weapon for a very refined rich lady, to again reflect on her character. So again, just another fantastic weapon here. I like too that she kind of blends. Obviously, since she's behind cover, the wings would kind of get in the way, so she goes for a more in-between appearance during actual combat, an in-between between her like armored form and her dress form, which is really cool. Also, you can see that again, Dorothy was clearly a character released like much after the rest of Inherit, just because well, I don't need to point it out. Like, you can see the obvious panty shot there. Like, can't you? Like, hey, come on, man. So yeah, just a very good overall. And if you can see here, like, it's more difficult to see, on her standing pose, but yeah, she has the whole like BB aesthetic of mini skirt, so mini it doesn't cover anything. So very nice indeed. Also, I'm going to have to I'm kind of scared to show her costume design because I feel like it's a bit much for YouTube, but let's try to be quick about this. Okay. Oh no, no, it's absolutely not covered enough for YouTube. Going to have to go here. Okay. So, I also really like this costume. It's not really too special, especially in comparison to her more usual design. But it's a really cute, nice pink dress, which has a particular animation that helps to showcase more the darkness of the character. Like if you click here, it changes to this, exactly to like make more obvious what I was talking about, that this whole
Talking about the good old days never gets old.
that the whole cutesy like angel regal image that she puts on is front,
Even
and
today's
that if you
music will
look
one day
more
become a treasured memory.
deeply, this is her real self. This depressed, hateful, and very lacking color individual. Like even the black like fallen angel wings help to complement this. Also, obviously, the pose is just nice. But yeah, I can't stay here for long without YouTube banning me. So I'll just showcase like some more of the very obvious panty shots here, and we'll move on. Great, we have 2 fallen angels in stream now. A good one. Okay. Doro is like the Homelander of NIKKE. That's a fantastic comparison, Tattoo. Yes, that's exactly what she is. Whoa, those thighs are thick. Yeah, they are. Oh wait, what's the plot reason behind NIKKE's having humongous size tits? I explained this before, but that pose, she's ready, yeah. I explained this like before, like Big Pew, but since you came in a bit later on stream, to summarize, the process by which you make a NIKKE is you extract the brain of a human female and then you put it in contact with NIKKE technology. This NIKKE technology forms a body around the NIKKE that is based on her ideal image. Like whatever the girl's ideal image of femininity is, like the most beautiful woman she has on her head, like the absolute peak of grace, of elegance, of like attractiveness, the peak of femininity that she has on her mind, like that's what her NIKKE body will be, you know. So that's why, so there is actually, I know you're kidding, but there is actually a lore reason why a lot of the NIKKEs are, 1, very attractive, and 2, very curvy, like with very thick bodies, you know. It's because every single NIKKE is based on the woman that created that NIKKE body's ideal vision of femininity. Like, it's the woman that their perfect image, their perfect self, the woman that they absolutely wanted to be, you know? So that's the lore reason behind it. Anyway, it's because Litter looks like someone who digs out ores from caves. You know what? Yeah, I can definitely see that. So, yeah, good joke there. Holy erotic. Her pose is just making it even better. It is, isn't it? Lamau is about to make the same joke. But yeah, to summarize, there's a good like lore reason why she actually, like, why a lot of NIKKEs, like most NIKKEs, are very curvy. But anyway, to end things off, we also have Dorothy's like bikini version, and there isn't much to comment here. It kind of just plays on a lot of the same themes that The woman who thought of litter had absolutely godly taste of self-image. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, she did. Just absolute peak woman form right there. But yeah, this isn't too interesting to talk about. It's a very good design for like a bikini version of Dorothy, but it plays on a lot of the same themes without really bringing a lot to the table. It helps keep the character consistent, which is nice since a whole theme of Dorothy is not being able to move on. So the fact that every single one of her outfits kinda has the same theme, showing like no evolution whatsoever, solidifies that. It solidifies that she's a character that absolutely is stuck in the past and can only like do one thing, can only like be one way, you know? So as superficial as it seems, it's absolutely like this consistency in design things is absolutely a fantastic part of her design and character. Though again, it means that I don't have much to comment here. Angel themes with the whole transparent wings there, the whole royal girl with the like freely bikini, and the accessories here while maintaining an image of like the same sexiness like applied to it while maintaining a very like royal image and appearance of being a nice girl. The whole heart in the background to emphasize that image a lot more. Like, you get the point by now. Let's see if her animation reveals something different. But otherwise, I'm just going to go to the shooting pose.
I sincerely hope I can find it here.
Actually, that animation just reminded me of something. A lot of the reason, like why Dorothy's kind of stuck to the past and like very depressed is because of Pine, which was NIKKE, like one friendly NIKKE that was her friend like in the past, and that she's implied to have very deep feelings for. Like, it's implied that Pine and Dorothy kind of had a lesbian romance thing going on. It's not confirmed, but it's heavily implied that their feelings were romantical in nature. So losing Pine in such a tragic way is what caused, it's not the only thing, but it's one of the main causes for this part of the character that I was talking about. And the whole, like she's searching for something is exactly Pine. That's exactly what or who she's searching for, even though like in her heart of hearts she knows that she's dead, you know? So it contributes to that, to the theme of her not being able to move on, you know? With that said, let's go to the shooting pose. Jesus Christmas Christ. Just fantastic shooting pose overall. And with that, we actually finished Inherit. So now we're kind of open to design suggestions. Like, if you want me to comment on a particular NIKKE or a particular squad, like, this is the time to give suggestions in the comments so I can go and analyze whoever you suggest. But anyway, super ideal, superhuman, still chained and feared. Exactly, yeah. So actually, this is actually due to being superhuman and super ideal that they are chained and feared, because their NIKKEs are seen as kind of humanity's last hope against the raptures, as well as the possible cause for their destruction, their undoing. Like, because NIKKEs could easily like stage an uprising against the humans, you know? So that's kind of the point. Something society something. Yeah, pretty much. So wait, Polly voluntarily decided to be like that? Exactly. Well, she didn't voluntarily decide to be like that. Like, this is kinda her ideal image. Like, this is the woman she wanted to be. Like, this is her image of perfect beauty for herself, you know? So it's not necessarily that they choose to be like this, is more like an inner image type of stuff, you know? So much so that, for example, Soline, right? Soline absolutely hates being this small and cutesy, but that's the image of like the perfect woman that she had. So like, despite her not liking and always complaining about it because she wants to be recognized as an adult, this is like inherently the ideal image of beauty, of femininity that she had for herself. And so she's kind of stuck like this. So no, it's not necessarily that they choose to be this way, it's just that this kind of inherently, like subconsciously even, their image of the ideal woman, their image of their ideal selves, you know? Actually, never mind, her ideal should have had dog ears. What you're looking for is probably biscuits, which I like talked a lot of shit about in my video about her. But yeah, this is the NIKKE you probably want if you like dog ears. Nice pose. Nice pose. Boing boing. Isn't she afraid of assassins? Who? Like Dorothy? Dorothy is a NIKKE. Like, why would she be afraid of assassins? Like, you do know that every single one of these women is essentially like a superwoman, right? Like, they are actually like bulletproof. She doesn't need to fear assassins. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, holy gravity, crown. Okay, have you went over all the lolly ones already? My dude, this is my first stream doing this. Like, the designs you saw me analyze, those are all the designs I've analyzed. Like, I haven't gone through most of the lollies. In fact, the only lolly we went through today was Noah. So, no, absolutely not. Some assassin would backstab her. How? There is literally no knife in the world that could pierce her skin. Like, that's not how this works. Analyze Liberalio. Is she T-posing? What? So did any lesbians get turned into NIKKEs? Like, I imagine one guy's perfect image of a woman was just the first thing they wanted to fuck. What? So did any lesbians get turned into NIKKEs? Like, I imagine one girl's image of a perfect woman was just the first thing they wanted to fuck. I mean, technically, I think Dorothy is bisexual, so I don't know, man. Like, I get your point, and yes, absolutely, that makes sense. But like, in lore, I don't think there are any like confirmed lesbians. I think we have quite a few bisexual NIKKEs, I think, or implied bisexual at least. But I don't think we have any like full-on lesbians. But again, I get your point. Oh, Inukai, I want to take her on walks. Of course you do. Oh god, don't remind me of that manga. Oh, I thought I missed previous streams, lol. Feels like Big Pew is asking 2 questions at the same time. No, it's just all the like lolly question, the like lesbian question. But yeah, like, since you guys mentioned like a crown and Liberalio, I'm going to go through both of these. First off, the first one suggested, crown. And she has quite a few costumes, as you can see. She's a very popular character. And crown is I really like Crown. First of all, to like be perfectly clear on that. But I really dislike her concept as a character. Because the whole concept of Crown's character, as you can see, is a king. She isn't just royalty, she is literally a king. Not a queen, a king, specifically, you know? And that's why you have, for example, the crown here, complemented by these, like, pieces here, which hold it, like, in place. We have the more sexualized version of a king's clothes. Like, this is essentially a more sexy, feminine version of an actual king's clothes, you know? With the pants now turned into shorts with tights to kind of emulate what is supposed to be, the boots. And the very puffy shirts now turn more tight around the chest area for obvious reasons. Though this image is also like kind of combined with the image of a knight. I can't showcase it here, but Crow actually has a like mechanical horse that she rides on and that she uses this lens with in order to fight like an actual knight of old, you know. Though of course this is NIKKE, so just like with the whole like sight that turns into a like sniper rifle, she has a lens that turns into a machine gun with a very nice shooting pose, if I say so myself. Also, I don't like this, but they also did the same thing with her boots, you know. As you can see, she wears like very much high-heeled boots, and this is to kind of make the whole boots design of the like whole knight king aesthetic more feminine, you know. But I really don't like it because I don't know, it just kind of ruins it for me. I feel like it would have been better if it was just like a normal boot, you know. Like, I feel that's feminine enough, you know. But yeah, the reason I don't like this character concept, despite me liking the particular execution of like Crown, is because like I really don't like this whole like thing of calling a woman with a man's kind of title, you know. Like one thing I really hate is that when they do what they did with Crown, you know, because she says, oh, why not, because the commander himself says, oh, why not a queen, why a king? And like she says, oh, but a king is like more powerful, a queen is just the husband of the king, like, but the king is the one that embodies power, so that's why I'm trying to embody a king and not a queen. And that's bullshit to me, because like there have been actually, not just in England, which is the biggest example, but various places in the world where women, where queens held positions of power. And so whenever they do this, whenever they say, oh, the woman is a king, or oh no, this woman is the demon king, like, does it really take that much power from like the title to call her a queen? To say, oh no, this is like Crown, the absolute queen of her kingdom, you know? Does it take that much power to say, oh no, she is the queen of demons? Like, I really don't think so, which is why I dislike this character concept particularly. In this case, you want to dominate or be dominated. What? Anyway, I'm going to address that your comments later. But yeah, aside from me just not liking the concepts, well, conceptually, I really like the execution here. This is just a really like nice looking kipao, like a Chinese dress. I don't have much to comment on this, just the fact that it still retains the whole like royal vibe that she's supposed to embody, while completely changing her clothes into something more like classically feminine instead of something that is altered to be more feminine, you know? Though what I really don't like is this thing, because you can see obviously NIKKEs don't like have that same problem, because like I said, they're bulletproof, so this probably isn't even uncomfortable to her, but it still just feels painful to imagine like this very pointy and very tight like a ring, like metal ring around your leg. Like why did you do this? Why shift up? Why? But yeah, just a overall really nice dress overall. Not much to say here, but very nice. Also, it's not something I'll be able to showcase, but there's a like, is this the game with Bay? I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway. Oh yeah, she is kind of one of those like very, how do I say this? She's a character that embodies contrast too, because she has this very like serious image of a powerful king that is contrasted by the fact that she is actually quite foolish and like not that smart, you know? So a huge part of her character is just her trying to use big words, getting them wrong, and then shine like the more subservient, like more servants, like her personal servant, just saying, oh no, that's what she actually like was trying to say, you fool. Obviously the king will never get anything wrong, and it's just pretty funny. But it has nothing to do with the design. I just wanted to talk about that because it's a part I like about like Crown in particular. Also, damn, look at that ass, bro. But yeah, anyway. Let's get through some comments before I get through her final costume. Oh, pretty. Very much so. A king, Saber Edelgard. Isn't Edelgard an empress, emperor? Yes. From what I understand, they just have an ideal of epitome of femininity according to what they like and think is aesthetically pleasing, which doesn't mean they necessarily wish to be like that. Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, they don't necessarily wish to be like that. It's based on more like their subconscious view of perfect aesthetic femininity, you know? Just like what Teto is saying. Like, it isn't necessarily how they want to look like. It's more like their perfect image of femininity in general. So maybe like trust Teto's explanation way more than mine, because I think I got that wrong and they're rightfully correcting me. But anyway, for example, I love short, extremely flat-chested tomboys, but I would be so annoyed if I was shorter than I already am and having no clothes that fit my body, neither being able to use normal clothes. Yeah, again, Teto makes a very good point here, and again, you should go by their interpretation more than mine, since theirs is actually more detailed and more close to like the explanation for the game. So in case of doubt, trust what Teto said. In this case, you want to dominate or be dominated? I don't know who you're asking that question to, but I refuse to answer it. But anyway, is this the game with Bay? I have no idea. By the way, I was talking about NIKKE's appearance being based on the woman's brain ideal image of themselves. Yeah, I got it. And like I said, like your explanation's better than mine. Totally. The metal tie ring is the female equivalent of wearing a cape for hype and aura. I feel like this is significantly more like uncomfortable than just the whole like cape thing, but I get what you mean. It's translucent. Yeah, very nice. That's a royal seat, all right. But yeah, now for her final costume. Yeah, she's just naked. This is a form that's literally called the Naked King. It is, I believe, the third most this particular form of crown is, like, if I'm not mistaken, the third most powerful Nikkei like ever created. Like, I'm pretty sure in terms of overall power, we have Lilith at the overall top as the absolute most powerful Nikkei ever created. Cinderella being a close second, and I'm pretty sure the Naked King form of crown is the third most powerful Nikkei. The Naked King is a way that, like, essentially humanity found of utilizing a very annoying thing that the raptures. No, I think humanity themselves made this problem. But while trying to, in their initial attempts to fight the raptures, in that the whole surface is now kind of inundated with these particles that in high concentration can disrupt communications and even affect both Nikkeis and humans' well-being. Like, it's actually a really big hassle that the humanity has to deal with when going to the surface due to a failed attempt at initially containing the raptures, and that's been a real problem. So they thought, how can we utilize that for our advantage? And that's what the Naked King is. It's a particular armament that was bestowed upon Crown, which if it accumulates enough of these like disruptive particles, like it grants her with this like amazing power. Like in this form, she literally can just with a flick of her fingers, with a movement of her hands, like decimates entire armies worth of raptures, you know. So yes, it's absolutely busted. Like while in this form, she defeated one of the most powerful enemies in the whole plot of Nikke. Like she was nothing. She literally absolutely humiliated her. And to the people saying like, oh, so she gains more power by being naked. No, the explanation is that this form is actually so powerful, actually so like absolutely like overflowing with destructive potential that no clothes can like cover it. No clothes can withstand it. She needs to be naked for like for the power, you know. I think actually the power outright destroys her clothes. It's more like that. It's not that she needs to be naked for the power, it's just that the power doesn't allow her to even wear like almost any clothes, you know. It kind of explodes then upon transformation. So that's the explanation there. That's why she's only wearing kind of like a cape. In story, she like loses all her clothes when she activates this power, and Chime, her loyal servant, just kind of throws this on her to so she can have a bit of dignity, you know. But anyway, let's address some comments, and then no, actually, now that I talked about it, let's talk the history. Let's talk about the design itself. And a lot of people argue that the making a character with less clothes, like outright, like necessarily makes the design worse, because with more clothes you have more options to kind of express things about the character, while with less clothes, like the design is inherently worse because it can express less about the character. And this is the perfect like counter to this, because without absolutely like with almost no clothes, this kind of is able to transmit exactly like how powerful the Naked King truly is, with the rings there of energy and her core literally leaking power, like it's so overcharged, like these being able to concentrate her power and like kind of utilize this energy in a more controlled fashion. The crown literally being made of energy. Now even the crown explodes and she still retains her kingly aspect with kind of a more divine look to it as well, to symbolize the ascension. With the even hands like above her head to symbolize kind of bigger potential, symbolize that she's unchained and able to do more things, while also providing kind of a very biblically accurate angel look to her, which just complements and elevates the image of divinity, of power, of like overall supremacy of the Naked King even more. This design does all of this while having absolutely no clothes on. So yeah, get fucked. Like you can absolutely make a fantastic design that tells a lot about the character with very few to no clothes. So yeah, moving on to her shooting pose. As you can see, very nice back there. Now unfortunately this isn't, since this is just a costume, it can't really translate into gameplay how powerful this like mode is supposed to be. So here is just an aesthetic change, but in lore it's a really big upgrade. So yes, just absolutely fantastic design as always. And someone asked me to like talk about, I think, Liberalio. So let me just search it here. Okay, filter, Pilgrim. Perfect. And yeah, we'll now be analyzing Liberalio after I'm like caught up with comments. Let's go, Naked King, hell yeah. She actually gains power by being naked, lol. Naked King, how do you even find out you have that power? Like NIKKE is kind of inherently aware of her abilities. The moment NIKKE becomes a NIKKE, she kinda gets an instinctual awareness of what her form's abilities are. So from the moment that Crown became a NIKKE, she knew that she had the Naked King power. So it isn't something she had to discover, she knew all along. It's the explanation. She snaps then. So this is like a shonen MCs losing their clothes when they get stronger. I love to see gender equality in anime. Hell yeah, brother. This is her trans M form, but she has no GN drive. I absolutely am not going to get that reference, I'm sorry. Dress break. Naked King functions because she has normal outfits. Yes, no. I have no idea what you're talking about here, but anyway. Big backside. Liberalio, yes. this lore versus gameplay is kind of an issue in Grand Blue Fantasy 2. Yes, I'm bringing up Grand Blue Fantasy again, sorry Lo. I don't need to apologize, this is actually very interesting to know about. We also have a particular character who is way stronger with that ult, gimmick I mentioned in lore. It's Sidala, pick any character by the way. Okay. My trophy is once again killing me, so if you don't mind, I'm going to drink a bit of water, and unfortunately this is going to be the final Nikke we'll have to well, no, actually, I think we... Like, even after Liberalio, since she only has one costume, we can afford to analyze one more after her. The worst part is that Sidala can't use skins on her special ults. True crime right there. But anyway, unfortunately I can't comment much on her design, since, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not too familiar with Liberalio's character myself. What I can tell you is that she has obviously a very interesting kinda jellyfish theme going on. Like, this isn't just for show, she actually uses that as a way to float. Like, the first time she's introduced, she literally, like, she floats down, you know, to greet you. And she's introduced as this kinda very powerful heretic Nikke. Like, her introduction makes her seem almost like an eldritch horror. Like, you have, when she's introduced, you have a literal other, like, heretic with you there, like, kind of on your side, which is the dragon one. I can't, like, Nihilister, yes, you have her on your side. You have every single member of the counters, which at that point are kind of a legendary squad. And you have Inherits with Dorothy. And you don't just have the commander, you have the New Hope, which is kind of a legendary commander of Eden. Like, all of them are, like, together at this spot, and pretty much all of them get this awareness, like, if all of us try to fight this, like, ultra powerful bitch, like, we're going to get annihilated. So her introduction is very, like, meant to show that she's an absolute powerhouse, you know? And this more uncanny kind of jellyfish based design helps to emphasize that it's kind of like a calm but deadly sort of, like, aesthetic that perfectly encapsulates that entrance of hers. Like, she seems pretty harmless, she's designed to seem, like, very calm and peaceful, but much like a jellyfish, if you try to mess with her, you're going to get very, very hurt. Unless you're a turtle. But anyway. In terms of personality, she's very different from Melt Lilith, which is the character that Akira is referencing. She is less of a sadist and more... she's kind of a very lazy character. Again, to kind of reinforce that image of the jellyfish, right? She is a very passive, a very unbothered, a very lazy kind of character. At least from my understanding. That and she gets to be like that because, again, she doesn't need to put in all herself to absolutely decimate even some of the most powerful Nikkes out there. So it's a kind of laziness that just helps to convey how much stronger she genuinely is, you know? And this kind of floatiness of this like upper part continues with her design, with the frills kind of acting again to complement the whole jellyfish look by making it look like the stingers of a jellyfish, like peacefully waving while still holding a lot of power. The bodysuit is just a way to sexualize the whole design while still fitting in quite well by giving, again, by kind of synergizing in both aesthetic and color theme point of view, kind of giving a more ballerina look, especially with, again, what Akira mentioned, the spiky shoes. Making her whole body seem like an extension of the frills, again complementing the jellyfish-like design, while still having another theme to it as well. And overall, it's a very muted, but still very cohesive and eye-catching at the same time color scheme that is just overall very nice. Again, unfortunately, I'm not too used to the character, I'm not too familiar with her, not enough to really comment as deeply as I have some others, but I can still appreciate the design and how much, just for how good it is and how much it fits at least her initial role in the story, and I imagine her later on role, since I believe this is one of the heretics that eventually fully joins the commander side, you know, much like no, I don't think there are any other like heretics that fully join the commander. Cinderella is kind of a fake heretic, so she doesn't count, and Nihilister is again, she doesn't really join the commander, so I think this is the only one that really like fully betrays the heretic side and comes back to the side of humanity through the commander. So that's actually very interesting and unique like aspect of her. Obviously, the four like beasts at this point, I think, also did the same transition. I'm pretty sure they're either back on the side of humanity or at least on the side of the commander, but they're not playable yet. So Liberalio retains her more unique vibe in that aspect. With all that done, like again, you can see the whole very lazy kind of attitude reflected in her shooting pose, but in a way that is very whoa erotic. As you can see, this is more of a tall lolly design, but very much still a lolly design, has made way more apparent by the shooting pose. God, this is sexy as fuck. Like, especially with the white nature of like her outfits, it initially looks like she's just full-on naked, but when you realize that there are actually clothes there, like, it just makes it even sexier, you know? Absolutely amazing shooting pose all around. So yeah, hopefully this was a good enough analysis. I know that you probably wanted me to go a bit in depth, but I can't since I'm not too familiar with the character, but I really hope this was to your taste, that I at least commented enough on the character to satisfy you. Anyway. Even the way she talks as always referring to you as something below her, and the way she presents herself as something beyond this world, like a creature, very much contributes to the like eldritch being-like design, like aura that she's first presented with. I agree with you, Teto. And in fact, in regards to the voice lines, let's hear exactly what Teto's talking about right now.
I'm only with you right now for Mother's sake.
Don't delude yourself into thinking I'm actually on your side.
Very much proving Teto's point there. Again, I'm pretty sure she actually joins the commander's side, as much of a tsundere that she is about it. But yeah, like Teto said, she has this very much above you attitude, at least initially. And the mother she's talking about is like the actual queen, like the actual queen of raptures. Like, I'm pretty sure Liberaglio considers her to be her direct mother, and that's what she's referring to. But anyway, we have time for like one more, I think, one or two more NIKKE analysis, depending on how many costumes they have. So I'm going to let you guys suggest one more NIKKE for me to analyze on the stream, and then we'll end things for today. While you do that, I'll be like reading your comments. It feels a bit like Melt Lilith, probably because of the spiky shoes. Exactly, that's what I was kinda using your comment to elaborate on that. The tummy, yes, the tummy is very nice. Makes me want to... You do you, Akira. Her otherworldly jellyfish motif kinda reminds me too of NIKKE from Pokemon Sun and Moon. I absolutely butchered that name. NIKKE, whatever, this name. And like, I definitely like can see what you mean. The deep sea really lends itself to a lot of inspirations for Eldritch stuff. Case in point. Absolute cinema, that's me, the invisible man, banging her. Actually, let's go back to that. Let's go back to Liberaglio. And yeah, I know that you're joking there, but her actual shooting pose like really makes it look like there is actually like an invisible man banging her. So like, I absolutely understand what you mean there. Liberaglio, whoa, she's asking for it. Whoa. Is she like a pseudo antagonist where it's like she says she's going to betray you all the time but never actually does it? Again, I'm not too familiar with the character, so I can't really say one way or the other, but from all I heard, yes, pretty much that's the point. This time for sure. Especially because she never puts her feet to the ground, always looking you from above, seeing you as something small. Yeah, just reinforcing the points there. Cinderella, Polly, or Red Hood. Bitchy antagonist, acting like you can dominate me. Domination losses needed. Also Drake. Nihil ego. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I have no idea how to pronounce that shit. So true, Pio. Annihilated ego. I can see it now. Bluetooth banging. She has the love sense in. But yeah, I already went with one of your suggestions, Teto, so since Big Pew didn't get to suggest anyone yet, I'm going to go with like his recommendation, and we are going to finish off by like tackling Drake. Okay. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. Absolute. Lovely. Anyway, but can I be honest? I think Drake, at least in her base form, like some of her outfits are absolute bangers. especially this one. This one is just amazing. But I really do not like her base design. Like, the red kind of goes with the concept, because the concept for the character is like, because her and Laplace kind of have complementary but opposite concepts. Drake is a character obsessed with being a villain who can't really do anything evil. She's kind of a natural born hero who wants to be a villain, and Laplace is kind of a natural born villain, or at least like anti-hero, given her very arrogant personality, thinking that she's literally above people and other Nikkes. Like, she literally considers herself a hero, not because she wants to help people necessarily, but because she thinks she's actually above like other people, like that other people are powerless and need her to save them. So they're kind of very opposite concepts, where Laplace is this very arrogant person who is a hero kind of for the wrong reasons and is always causing trouble for others, while Drake is like this character that's obsessed with being a villain, but is like the biggest sweetheart in Nikke. Like, she's always helping out others. Like, she's literally the kind of character who see like grandma walking, trying to cross the road, and she will carry the grandma to the other side while saying like the whole way, ha 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 ha, like, now don't you feel humiliated? There's a person like picking you up and not letting you walk by yourself. Like, how infantilizing this must be for you. Ha 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 ha. That kind of thing, right? Absolute great. Like, in concept, like personality wise, she's one of my favorites just because of that. But her design is like just not it for me. Again, the only thing that really relates to the whole concept is like red equals bad kind of thing, because what the fuck is armor? What the fuck is this like sorry excuse for a cape? What is anything? Like, why do you have a leotard that's actually like connected to a weird set of stockings that are actually kind of pants? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is garbage. This is nothing. This means nothing. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? And of course,
You want my signature too? Fine, I'll give it to you later.
the only really good thing about this design is the mask. Like, the mask is super badass, actually. The rest is just why? Like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, seriously.
What heinous crime should I carry out today?
And the worst thing is the shooting pose, because Drake was one of the first characters like put in the game, so of course she has like devil coat. Like, she has a coat covering her cake, so like absolute 0 out of 10 garbage. Her shotgun is also quite cool though. I really like the shotgun. The mask again is also really cool. The rest of the design, it's just not it, bro. Wait, obscure anime, think about it. Red plus black plus edges equals evil. She's just trying to compact as many evil villainous tropes as possible. Again, I get it. Like, I get what she's going for, but the designers could absolutely have done a better job at this. Like, it's not that the concept is inherently bad. Like, again, I see what they're trying to do, but they should have done better. Like, again, you're talking about like, oh, she is, it's supposed to be like that. She's trying to, like, it's an edgy OC of a little kid. Like, she is trying so hard to look evil but failing. But again, even in that concept, I feel like they could have done better with the costume. Like, this is just not it. Like, again, I get the concept, and the concept is cool, but the execution, especially with the devil coat, just not it. That said, the combination of the usual color scheme with the maid outfit since she stars in the main event. Like, the whole story is very funny too, because like she, in an attempt to catch a criminal, she ends up causing a lot of property damage, I believe, and to compensate she has to work like an extra shift as a maid while also doing her normal services in order to be able to pay off for her property damage, since unlike Laplace, which absolutely does not care, she just causes property damage and just fucks off. Like, Drake is actually a good enough person to say, oh, I screwed up, so now I gotta pay for this. And that's why she starts working as a maid. And the way that they blend her usual color scheme in like the maid uniform, especially with this like very silly, but it's at the same time very cool kind of holographic headdress. Like, now this is a good design. This I really like. And there's a lot more ties showing, like on this design too, with a little bit of a boob window and no devil coats. So absolutely amazing. Now this is a good design. Also, then a made for a villain, just peak. And of course her racist design. If you know the joke, you know. But anyway, again, a lot of people are trying to defend the like initial design because of the concept, and I get it. I get what they were going for. I get that they were going for a stupid version of like Tekka Man Evil. I get that they were going for a very like essentially a kid trying to design a villain. Like, they don't understand what makes an actually good evil villain design, so they're just throwing stuff together to like try to look as evil as possible, to show that she is naive, that she doesn't really know what she's doing, to show that she's not truly evil. I get the concept, and the concept is good, but the execution here is just, I feel like they could have done so much better. You know? So again, it's not the concept that I'm against. I'm fully into this concept. It's just, I feel like they could have done a better design than this for that concept. I feel like that concept deserves better, is what I mean. But anyway, let's go back to an actually very good design. This is just fantastic. Like, the whole glasses to show off how cool she is, paired with the car, and the jacket while still wearing something really sexy, with the like stockings with the like fishnets and all that, with the exposed tummy, just absolute peak. Like, if you were to, like, you know what this is based on? This is based on those really cool like jacket wearing like racers. Like, if you've ever seen like those really cool guy racers with those very oversized jackets and those leather clothes, that is exactly what they're trying to emulate. And it really continues the trend of NIKKE taking a recognizable design, keeping it recognizable while still making it super sexy. So yes, now this is an absolute 10 out of 10 design. Now this is perfect. And again, despite her having a coat, no devil coat, we can see the whole cape. Beautiful. But yeah, now I'm going to get caught up with comments, and since it's kinda like late enough already, we're going to end things here for today. Anyway, where is it? Where is it? Yippee! I don't play this game, but she's just so sexy, I might have to install just for that. I mean, yeah, I see it. Is that Drake zesty too? Drake! Imagine if Drake gets a skin and a Lolita dress. Oh my god, that'd be so peak, man. I really hope she does. OMG, she's a Shamiko. Stop self from saying Aru like a madman. Yeah. It's a different execution because Aru is more kind of like she tries to act like a villain, but she ends up being a dork. And so she's kind of self-aware when she like fucks up and tries and like fails at being intimidating. Drake isn't self-aware. She just tries to be a villain, fails at being a villain, but still thinks that she succeeded, you know? So it's kind of a different execution, but in a way you could think of her as kind of the Aru of this game. Yes. I'm Drake, I'm so evil, collect my pages. Oh my god, that's so sweet. Yes, it really is. Wait, obscure anime, think about it. Red, black plus edge is equal evil. She was just trying to compact as many villainous tropes as possible. I already addressed this, so I'm not going to get into that again. But you know what I think about it. So true, she would look better if she was naked. I mean, fair. Exactly, it's like the edgy OC of a little kid. Fuck, I accidentally deleted my last message. Shadow Mistress Drake. Also, that skin is so good. Is she forcing herself to smile or is that genuine? Like, here? Oh no, she's very genuine here. Like, Drake is a very, like, she's an open book type of character. She can't really hide her emotion. She can't really, even if she wanted to, she couldn't, like, force herself to smile. So if she's making any expression, you could tell that she 100% feels that way. She's a very honest character like that. But now let's show some of the animations for the costumes. Hey wait, I just remembered I didn't show the animations for Crown. God damn it. Okay, so yeah, let's get through these animations and then I'll show Crown's animations as I get through the comments.
I'm officially renaming Valentine's Day to Valentine's Day. If you're not on board, then forget I said anything.
Amazing.
The ultimate villain has to have her own wheels. Paid in installments, of course.
She's just great, man. Paid in installments, just... I love Drake, man. I can totally see why Big Pew like wants to play this game just for her. Like, again, she still doesn't compare to Litter for me, but she's quite close there. I really love Drake too. But yeah, let's go back to Crown. And let me show you some of her animations here as well with the costumes. She has a very Ojo-sama kind of vibe going on with the whole king aesthetic, so I think you can kind of guess what the animation is gonna be.
If you have a wish, please tell me. I will make sure that it comes true.
And yeah, you can again see like the whole concept in both the lines and the animation that I was explaining before. Let's go here.
A king must always remain signified before the people. I mean, dignified. That's the word. Yes.
Oh my god. Remember the thing I was talking about that I didn't think the design would show? That's exactly the joke. Like, you got to see firsthand exactly what I was talking about with the whole silly aspect to her. And this face is just awesome. Let's see it again.
If the people so desire, it's only proper if a king be willing to change their outfit.
Amazing. And now the Naked King.
These clothes carry with them the hope of the subjects.
Just absolutely amazing as well. But anyway. Wow, I don't like Laplace anymore. Yeah, like I said before, there's a reason why I put her as, like, I think one of, if not the bottom lolly in my like lolly ranking of NIKKE. Like, I don't think Laplace is a bad character. Like, she does try to help people. Like, her story is exactly about her redeeming herself and becoming a true hero, both in the Bond and in the proper story. More in the proper story, since her Bond story is kinda ass. But, like, there are enough redeeming qualities to Laplace that make her enjoyable character too. And again, she redeems herself, and she is like pretty likable and fun in her own way. But yeah, I get what you mean, and yeah, those aspects of her really take away from her character for me as well. But anyway, maids. It looks like they were trying to make a. Okay, I already read that. Tech Command Evil. That's a deep cut. Eurobeat music gets louder. You convinced me, Mr. Obscure Anime. I'm now going to go on my favorite website and look up Drake Vanilla. Good luck, buddy. I wish you the best. Shinya Aiba, who twists his brother's agonized Fox stoic heart. Drake, who's a sweet gal who wants to be the villain. Notice how her hips get bigger on the racist design. Anyway. Wait, think about it. Does this make her a girl failure or a girl success? You have a good point there, Big Pew. I didn't even think about that. Don't forget to add the NIKKE tag. Wouldn't want to find the other kind of Drake, Rule 34 after all. Jesus Christ, I hope you don't. She fails at being a villain, but she succeeds in the long run. Also the midriff. Whoa! She's pulling off the Fast and Furious villain vibe. The rapper? Yeah. Oh wait, if you haven't already, please watch Machikado Mazoku. Let me add this to the like notepad, just a sec. Let me put this here. Machikado Mazoku. Okay. It's on the notepad now.
You said you can't see my clothes that well? That is because you are not perceiving them properly.
And yeah, if you couldn't tell, the Naked King literally takes after the, well, Naked King legend. So yeah, there you go in regards to that. But anyway, if you haven't already, please watch Machikado Mazoku. The anime is literally the whole concept of a nice girl trying to be evil, and it's glorious. I'll definitely go do that later. Adding that to my watch list right now. Oh, I remember that. Low. Also, in case you can see it, I said earlier that she would be the kind of housewife to cook you breakfast in the morning and go, ha 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 ha, this isn't your favorite. This will be your undoing, dear husband. Yes, that's exactly what she would do. Like, this is just like Drake in a nutshell. Lol, nice pun, lol. True. That line was so corny. I love it. Ignore the cup size list. What do you think her credit score is? Cup size list. What? I have no idea what you're talking about, Big Pew. I would never. Oh, she has no Ojo laugh. Not in the English dub, unfortunately. True signified. By the way, Big Pew, you can get Drake for free if you complete some missions. I absolutely love her. Oh yeah, that is true. Like, I'm pretty sure if you do a particular event, I'm not sure if it's available yet, but I think if you do a particular event, you can get Drake for free. You don't even need to pull on the gacha or add her to the watch list or anything like that. You just fulfill certain requirements and you get Drake automatically. But anyway. Bottom lolly. Ooh, tall and flats better than short and flats, in my opinion. I never heard such a shit take in my whole life. Jesus Christ, this is going on the Hall of Fame of shit takes, I swear. Anyway, Machikado also has a deceptively well thought out lore behind the simple moe comedy, but it's all mostly in the original 4-koma manga, because most important story stuff is beyond the second season. Okay. I'll make sure to check that out later, like I said. But now I'm caught up with the comments. It's so true. No, it's not true. You're wrong, and you know you're wrong. But anyway, they hate it. Don't you dare. How dare you stand where he stood. But yeah, anyway, we'll be ending stream for today. Thank you all for watching, and I look forward to making more of these design analyses in the future. Though not this week. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do some other, like, of my ideas this week. Like, in the weekend, I plan to do the whole fan fiction, like, right along. And sometime within this week, we are going to have like in-game ranking. Like, where we're going to, like I said before, rank together every single like bunny, like character in NIKKE from worst to best. So there's not going to be like a slide presentation. We're going to use the game itself like we did right now, and like there isn't going to be a my list, your list. We're both going to rank them together within the week. Like, I'm going to make the stream either tomorrow or after tomorrow, and the ride along will be in the weekend. But yeah, for now, thank you all for watching, and bye. See you, Mr. Obscure Anime. Thank you, bro. I'm standing on top of him for the memes. See ya. Please fix the post thingy if you can. I definitely will. Don't worry. Are you gonna stream on the 6th? If you do, I hope I can tap in. That's my birthday. Oh, maybe I won't be able to say that on your birthday itself. So in case I don't, happy birthday, Big Pew. Off question, but do you have any interest in streaming Sin games like Harvest Moon, etc.? At some point, I'm going to stream like Volcano Princess. And I guess that's a Sin-like game, but if you're talking about things like Harvest Moon or things like that, then yeah, actually I would be interested in streaming that. So yeah, maybe you guys will see like me actually playing Harvest Moon at some point in the future of the channel.